Are you making a move to the Portland metro area and looking at the west side of Portland, maybe Beaverton, Hillsborough, where, well, you've probably seen a little place called Aloha on the map. In this video, we're going to talk about what Aloha is like, what it has to offer. Stay tuned to learn more. Hey, what's up everybody? This is Paul Clem with the Home Team Brokers coming to you from Aloha, Oregon today. And in this video, we're going to talk about what Aloha is all about. So Aloha flies under the radar a little bit, maybe for good reason. We'll talk more about that in this video, but Aloha is an area sandwiched right in between Beaverton and Hillsborough on the west side of Portland. So, you know, a lot of people would consider it to be basically Beaverton or basically Hillsborough, depending on where in Aloha you are. This is an area that shares a school district with Beaverton and with Hillsborough, although Aloha High School is in the Beaverton School District. So this is in a league that plays all the Beaverton high schools. This is an area that a lot of areas where you would live in Aloha, you know, might have a Beaverton address. You might share a lot of the same utilities, although Aloha does have its own garbage and recycling service. But either way, Aloha is a little bit no man's land. There are some major corridors that run through Aloha. So if you look on a map, you have Highway 26 all the way at the top or the northern side of the west side of the Portland metro area, running through Beaverton and then through Hillsborough. So most of the stretch from 160th to 220th is going to make up Aloha. You have Farmington Road that goes through this area, and you also have TV Highway. So TV Highway and 185th is going to be right in the heart of Aloha. If you drive around Aloha, you're going to notice that most of the area is pretty consistent as far as what you get. And with a lot of these major thoroughfares, major roads and highways going through, you have a lot of commercial and industrial development. So there are some business parks. There's, you know, a lot of highways with grocery stores, restaurants, mechanics, apartments, things like that. So you get a little bit more of an urban residential mix than purely a suburban area, like a lot of what you get in, you know, a ton of Hillsborough and a ton of Beaverton. All right, we'll talk a lot more about Aloha here in a second, but if this is your first time to the channel or you've been here and you haven't already and you want to get more videos like this, make sure to hit the subscribe button and tap that little bell to get notified every time we drop a new video. So if you're looking at this from the Willamette River or from Portland looking west, Aloha is going to be just about the farthest reaches of Beaverton, although you're only about 11 miles from downtown Portland living in Aloha, so it's still a pretty conveniently located area. There's a lot that this area offers around Aloha. So if you're looking at Beaverton to the east of Aloha and Hillsborough to the west of Aloha, these are enormous suburbs, amongst the largest suburbs in the Portland metro area, 150,000 people, really big areas with a ton to do. And Aloha kind of gets the best of both worlds, but Aloha itself, the name of the game is affordability. You're looking at a median sale price of about $515,000. When you look at Hillsborough, when you look at Beaverton, you're up over $600,000, you know, depending on the week, the month. But right now, you know, that's what we're seeing in the market. So you're seeing, you know, 10, 15, 20% less in terms of real estate prices in Aloha than in neighboring Hillsborough or Beaverton. So a lot of first-time buyers are going to be really attracted to Aloha. A lot of people downsizing are going to be really attracted to Aloha because, especially, you know, there is an abundance of one-story, single-story, like ranch-style homes in Aloha. So a lot of 3-bedroom, maybe 4-bedroom, 1,500 to 2,000 square feet. A lot of this area was developed over, say, the 60s, 70s, 80s. Little bit of development into the 90s, but this area is pretty dense. Now, you do have some properties with bigger lots. That is a noticeable trend throughout Aloha. You can get a lot of quarter-acre lots and even up to some third-acre lots. So, you know, it's densely populated, but there is a little more room to breathe. All of these houses have yards, which is definitely a plus. But, you know, by the time that they were building, you know, in the 90s and 2000s, a lot of properties on much, much smaller lots, this area was really mostly developed. So, you know, you drive around Aloha, it has a very distinct character to it for sure. It feels a lot more like a neighborhood that you might find on the further east side of the Portland metro area, areas especially further out southeast and East County, East Multnomah County. So there's a lot of similarities there as far as the general feel, what you can get, the real estate prices, kind of the dense residential, little bit of a urban feel to it. So a lot of similarities to some areas, again, on the east side of the river. I think a lot of Aloha overall is going to feel a little gritty. You know, interpret that as you may, and I'll show a lot of footage here just driving around. You know, a lot of where I'm driving, I've pretty much covered, you know, like the 4 primary quadrants of Aloha, kind of the southwest, northwest, southeast, and southwest side of Aloha, again with 185th and TV Highway, Tualatin Valley Highway, being right at the center of Aloha. So again, you see a lot of this consistency. Up on the northwest side of Aloha, there are some kind of newer, nicer areas. On the south side of Aloha too, in particular, even outside of the Aloha limit, you get into like Cooper Mountain, and I mean, you can get some big luxurious homes up on Cooper Mountain. These are areas that are still going to feed into Aloha schools and ultimately into Aloha High School. So you can get a little bit of variety, definitely. You know, even up on Cooper Mountain, which again, a lot of which is going to be considered to be Aloha, on that north side of Cooper Mountain, you can get some relative affordability, you know, in terms of like price per square foot and things like that. So you can get some nice big luxury, you know, luxury homes up on the hill with nice views of the Tualatin Valley, for a little bit of a more of affordable price. But of course, the further you get west, the further you get south in the metro area, the more buried you are, you know, the more, you know, you're kind of limited to a lot of rural spaces on the edge of the urban growth boundary. And then, you know, just kind of what's in your immediate proximity. Definitely going to be a lot harder to get to Portland the further away you go, obviously. But Aloha overall is an area that really is pretty big. I mean, this is as big in terms of land mass and population as a lot of other suburbs in the Portland metro area. It's about twice the size as Tualatin. It's about twice the size of Sherwood. It's really about the same size as Tigard, a little bit smaller, but you're looking at 7.5 square miles and 55,000 people that live in Aloha. So, you know, albeit this area is unincorporated, certainly it's a big enough area overall that, you know, if you live in Aloha, it's not like you're just in one little neighborhood. This is a really big area that has its own distinct character to it. So of course, if somebody is looking at Aloha, sees Aloha on a map, but hasn't spent much time in the Portland metro area, of course, the name is going to cause some confusion, right? Because it's spelled like Aloha. Almost every time we talk to somebody about the area, when we're first talking about it, they refer to it as Aloha. Honest mistake, but it's pronounced Aloha, like we've been saying, and there is some dispute about the origin of the name. The story that seems to be a little more credible, that I tend to believe, is the first postmaster in this area for the first post office was from Wisconsin, and there was, or is, a resort on Lake Winnebago in Wisconsin called Aloha, but spelled A-H at the end, not Aloha, H-A. And the spelling changed at some point, but the pronunciation stuck, hence Aloha, spelled like Aloha. I think overall, Aloha is going to check a lot of boxes for a lot of people. I think it's going to definitely appeal more to somebody who is a little more budget conscious. So if you're looking at what you can get for your dollar, again, looking at a median sale price that is pretty far below the immediate surrounding areas, you know, if you like Beaverton, if you're going to work in Beaverton, or similarly with Hillsboro, but, you know, maybe you're shopping a certain price, maybe you only need a certain size home, whatever it may be, Aloha is definitely going to present a lot of great opportunities for a lot of people. You know, Intel has at least one campus, but all the Intel campuses are right there, you know, next to Aloha. You know, Nike World headquarters is a stone's throw from the Aloha limits. So all the other major employers too, you know, that you have in Beaverton and Hillsborough, you know, in the Silicon Forest, going to be really close, really convenient for Aloha. So Aloha, again, definitely is going to appeal to a lot of people. You know, you drive around, you see a lot of families, you know, a lot of cul-de-sacs. So being kind of a flat area that's more or less laid out on a grid, something I really appreciate about Aloha is, I mean, you see cul-de-sacs everywhere. So you see little dead ends. So you get a lot of privacy. You know, there's a lot of areas where you don't have all the through streets, although you do have the big major roads and highways going through Aloha. You know, you can get into some of these neighborhoods, and again, you're not going to be getting all of that through traffic all the time necessarily. So that's something that is maybe a little bit unexpected, and definitely very nice. This is an area that you can definitely feel, again, there's a lot of consistency, but there's a lot of inconsistency at times as far as, you know, roads will widen or, you know, get more narrow, or there will be random dead ends that are unmarked at times. You get the sense or kind of the feeling, it becomes clear that, oh, okay, this is an unincorporated area. You know, this isn't its own municipality with its own city council and mayor and government. You know, it's all managed by the county. So when you get areas like that, you know, you'll get little unfinished things here and there, or less consistency just in terms of like the landscaping that the city might do, for example. So, you know, that is something that kind of gives Aloha a little more of a raw feel to it, probably. But the overall aesthetic, the age of homes, the size and style of homes, the types of trees, you know, it's all relatively flat. Again, there is a lot of consistency. If you're looking in Aloha, a lot of what you're seeing in this video, you know, it's really going to look pretty close to that in your immediate surroundings. So if you are thinking about moving to the Portland metro area, if Aloha is an area that seems interesting, you want to learn more about similar areas or areas near Aloha, give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email, or click that link down below in the description of the video. Schedule a Zoom call with us, and on that call, we can talk about your move, your timeline, your budget, really put together a game plan for you. Now, if this video is helpful, make sure to hit the like button. That helps us out a lot. If you want to get more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Tap that little bell to get notified every time we drop a new video. As always, we really appreciate you watching. Until next time, we'll talk to you later.